talk to you about how I clean cages, and in particular clean cage trays. This was actually a request from one of the followers on the Welcome Wings Aviary Facebook page. If you're not following that page, I highly recommend it. We have daily updates from the aviary, tips for training your bird, nutrition tips, and tips just like this about taking care of your bird in general. Go and follow that page. I really hope you enjoy it. So this was a suggestion. They wanted to know how I clean cage trays. So I've got here a messy cage tray, and all I've done to prep this for the video is just scrape off the loose stuff, crusty dried poop, and also the remnants from their meals. So I'm going to set that down on the counter here. There's two products that I use. The first one I want to talk about is Cage Clean by Morning Bird. I know what you're saying, wait, we just spent all this time talking about supplements that go in the bird's body from Morning Bird. Now you're telling me that they make a cage cleaner. Guys, this is why I like Morning Bird so much. They do everything that I need them to do so that my workload is reduced. So Morning Bird Cage Clean is 100% non-toxic. It's actually safe enough that you can spray it while the bird is still in the cage, but I don't recommend that you do. That's just a good rule of thumb with any product, even something as safe as vinegar or water and soap. So I'm going to go ahead and spray my Cage Clean, and I just spray it directly on the droppings. I'm going to spray it on just this side. Perfect, that's more than enough. And then for really stuck on stuff, you leave it for about 30 seconds to a minute. So I'll just leave that while I chat with you about something else. I get the question all the time, what do I line my cages with? What do I actually put on the surface of the tray? Well, as you can see in this case, the answer was nothing. I'm pretty cheap and I have a lot of birds to feed and take care of every day, and nutrition is what's most important to me, not what's on the bottom of the cage. So that's where I like to put my money. So I just leave the tray completely bare. And then what I do is I use a plastic paint scraper you can get from a local hardware store, a Home Depot, something like that, and I scrape the tray off. From there, if it's a really bad situation, I'll use my Morning Bird Cage Clean to get the stuck on stuff. If it's not so bad, then I'll just rinse it down really quick and I'll put it back in. If your bird is in your immediate living quarters, in your kitchen for example, and you want to keep things looking a little cleaner than that, you can use just basic Bounty paper towel or any paper towel. The other thing that you can use, and this comes out a little bit more of a price, but it does have its benefit, and that is a product called Care Fresh. It comes in white, it comes in brown, and I believe there's some fun colors you can get, like purples and blues and such. Basically that is a recycled pulp and paper based product. It's typically found in the pet stores in the small animal section where the rabbits and guinea pigs and that kind of thing are. I like that product a lot. It's 99.99% dust free, which is really, really important for the bird's respiratory system. And it does an awesome job of trapping odors and holding them. So I find if I'm going on vacation, for example, I'm going to be away for a week and I have someone coming in to feed and water my birds, I don't expect that person to also clean cages. So I put down the Care Fresh bedding, and day 1 that they come in and day 7 that they come in, the cage still looks and smells just as fresh. So I really, really like Care Fresh, but like I said, it does come at a higher price than what I'm doing here, the paper towel or the newspaper option. There are a few things that you should absolutely stay away from. Number 1 is kitty litter. Lots of people in the pet stores will tell you that kitty litter is fine for birds because it's fine for cats. Guys, there are so many reasons this is not okay. The big one is that kitty litter is so dusty. It gets into the bird's respiratory system, which is very sensitive. It causes all sorts of damage. There's more and more reasons. Go and research it on Google, you'll find them all. Number 2, another one that pet stores tend to recommend is corn cob bedding, corn cob. Corn cob bedding is basically like little wee dehydrated pellets. Now the way that corn cob bedding works is that when it gets wet, it expands. That's how it holds the moisture. So think about your bird, right? Parrots are naturally curious. They go down to the cage floor and they pick up these fun looking little things that they're kind of like beads, and they start playing with them. And pretty soon, even a bird as small as a budgie is going to ingest one of those corn cob pellets. Now remember what I said, when they get wet, they expand. So as soon as it gets into the bird's system, it gets wet and it expands. And what was not so bad going in is a big problem coming out, and it can cause an intestinal blockage that'll kill your bird. So don't take the advice that you're getting at a pet store if that's the advice you do in fact get. Stay away from corn cob bedding. So I'm sure enough time has gone by, you only need a minute or so. I'm going to go ahead and show you how this product works. So this is the area I sprayed over here. I've got just a basic scrubby, and you can see it absolutely melts it off. Pretty impressive product. So that's the Morning Bird Cage Clean. The other product that I like to use is Allen's vinegar. Now you can get a white vinegar from a grocery store, but I like this one here. It's an extra strength because it's a cleaning vinegar. Now, vinegar is super safe for your bird, just as safe as this Morning Bird product in fact, and it has a lot of sanitizing properties. So what I would do with this is just dilute a little bit in some water, or for really stuck on stuff, I'd use it straight and then rinse it afterwards. Same thing with a little scrubby, pour my vinegar or my diluted solution, give it a little wipe. When it's ready, rinse it off and you're good to go.